This is the most realistic vegan salmon dinner I've made, and I used Nick Digiovanni's salmon recipe to make that happen. And this came out really good. Like it's really good. So let me show you how I made it. First, we start with tofu. That's what we're gonna be using for the salmon. I'm using a medium firm tofu here. I wanted the texture to be fairly soft. A lot of times you see people using firm or extra firm. If you can't find medium firm, go with a softer tofu. Now we're just gonna drain it, cut it in half long ways, and then cut it in angles like little door stops. At this point, I'm gonna toss it onto a plate, throw a big pinch of salt across the top of it, cover it with a paper towel, and microwave it for about 2 minutes. That's gonna season it a bit and dehydrate it a bit. It's gonna remove some of the water. Now I'm just gonna set these aside and prep our salmon flavored marinade, which is just gonna start with some beets, because you know what they say when you have beets, you should beat the subscribe button. And if you liked that transition, go ahead and click the like button too. Now I'm just gonna wash 3 small beets, top and tail them, and toss them into a food processor. No need to chop them up or skin them or anything like that. Along with 2 tablespoons of caper brine, 2 tablespoons of capers, a handful of dill, I'm just gonna pull those apart, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I'm using a rice vinegar here. Now we're also gonna add a little bit of nori. If you have like full nori sheets, you're gonna use about a half of a sheet. I'm using some of these roasted seaweed snacks. They're pretty much just roasted nori. Now we're just gonna close the lid and process this together while I snack on some of these nori sheets. I just realized I forgot salt, so I'm gonna just toss in a big pinch of salt, continue processing, and I'm gonna be using just a large glass baking dish to marinate the tofu. So we're gonna add some of the marinade to the dish, add the tofu, and then make sure it's completely covered with this marinade. Now I'm just gonna cover this up, toss it into the fridge overnight, which is plenty of time for today's sponsor.
So I am always looking for new ways to make cooking more efficient at home. Either when I'm testing recipes for the channel or just when I'm making meals for Monica and I want to be able to cook things quicker and more efficiently, while also using the least amount of kitchen appliances. And that's how I found the Tofu Dome air fryer. This thing's amazing. I've used this for dinners, lunches, loaded it with French fries, whole vegan pizzas, and it makes perfectly crispy tofu nuggets every single time, and fast. Tofu Dome air fryer was inspired by professional pizza ovens. Their R&D team spent years reinventing airflow and circulation in air fryers to achieve the #1 cooking speed, along with probably one of the biggest trays I've ever seen in an air fryer. I mean, this thing is huge. That way you can cook larger quantities of food faster than all other traditional air fryers on the market. And it's loaded with awesome features. It has a fantastic self-cleaning mode, dehydration mode, along with roasting, broil, toast, an accompanying app that's really great, and the tray is dishwasher safe. But my favorite part is, it's whisper quiet. I mean, it's running right now. So gang, if you want a super efficient air fryer that will get you perfectly crispy, even cooking every time with a 3-year warranty, click the link in the description below and use code SAUCE10 at checkout. That will get you 10% off the Tofu Dome air fryer. You're absolutely gonna love this thing. Tofu, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for reinventing the air fryer. This thing is incredible.
Okay, we're back. Now, before we start on the salmon and working on Nick Digiovanni's recipe, I want to prepare the rest of this dish. I'm gonna be plating this with a roasted garlic northern bean hummus. It's gonna be pretty creamy, super garlicky, and loaded with extra protein and fiber that I really wanted for this dish. So let's start with a can of great northern beans. We're just gonna drain it, toss it into a food processor, along with a big pinch of salt and about a tablespoon of olive oil. Now I'm also going to add in about a tablespoon of lemon juice and pulse. Now I'm just going to pulse this and mix slowly and add about a teaspoon of lemon juice and pulse until I get a little thinner hummus texture than what you would normally get, but I want it to be very smooth. Now once we get it to that point, we're just going to set it aside, and I'm going to take a head of garlic, chop off the top, add some olive oil, salt, and wrap in foil. Now I'm also going to prep some broccoli just by washing it, cut off the florets, toss it into a plate, add a little olive oil and salt and pepper. Really easy. Now it's time to get our salmon ready. Just gonna pull it out of the fridge, remove the cover, and we're carefully gonna remove the fillets from the marinade. Now I just wanna rinse these off under cold water and then pat them dry with a paper towel. Now you can see these are way too pink. I think if I wanted to get a closer color, if it's something I was really concerned about, I probably would have used 1 less beet, a little bit more water, and maybe added some turmeric, but it's okay. Now I wanna add some skin to the salmon, which is pretty much just gonna be for more of that fishy flavor and not anything about any sort of skin skin. Now we're going to be using some more sheets of nori. We're just going to cut them to about the size of the fillets, press them down onto the tofu so the moisture from the tofu hydrates up the skins and it will kind of slightly stick to it. These are going to be loose, so just watch. Now at this point, I want to slice in the flaky salmon strips, and we're just going to use some chopsticks as stoppers so that way we don't kind of slice all the way through. I'm going to go slightly at an angle and curve as we go, just to give it a little bit more realism. So now we have what would be like our raw salmon. This is just our plain vegan tofu salmon. Now Nick Digiovanni's salmon recipe is really simple. He says it's the best salmon recipe out there, so we're going to trust him, and we're going to take our tofu, cover it with a pinch of salt, add some black pepper, and then coat the whole thing except the skin side in vegan mayo. I want to make sure this is completely spread around, and then we're going to cover the top in Parmesan cheese. Now I haven't tried this vegan cheese yet, but I gave it a quick shave and wow, it tastes like Parmesan. It was really close. So we're going to grate that over the top, completely covering it, and these look perfect. At this point, I'm going to load up the Thai air fryer, which is insane. I mean, look at how much room this has. I have the whole dinner in here, and it's not even close to being full. So we're going to toss this in at 425 degrees for 15 minutes, and boom, these look amazing. The beet juice is leaking a little bit, but that's okay. It's all about the taste. So let's let this rest for a bit, grab the garlic, squeeze it into the Great Northern Bean hummus, and pulse that together. Now that's all done. Let's plate this up. We're gonna start with a huge spoonful of the hummus, spread it into a nice circle, grab the tofu salmon, place it on the hummus, add some broccoli across the side, and then we're just gonna top it with a few microgreens, and this looks perfect. This is an amazing vegan salmon dinner, but let's see what Monica has to say.
Okay, here we go. So first, I mean, what do you think?
This looks awesome. I can't wait to eat this.
Yeah, I mean, it does. What do you think it is?
I think it's salmon.
Okay.
But it could also be gefilte fish with horseradish, just in time for Passover.
Yeah, that's true. With the pink, you like
Yeah,
the pink
the
horseradish.
pink horseradish.
So it's gonna be a little soft.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just
we
jump
dig
in.
in?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just want to see what you think about like the taste. The taste is really gonna be the whole deal.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God. This
Yeah.
tastes like salmon. This
Yeah.
tastes like fish.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
This
so
is awesome.
the texture actually came out better than I thought.
Yeah.
It would. And like the taste, the fattiness is real good. Go ahead. How about you?
Oh yeah, okay. So the texture's great. It's a very nice, like, firm and soft texture, but not soggy, but just like almost like a flaky fish that you would bite into. Like it melts in your mouth like that.
It's super flaky.
And then it's got kind of like a subtle salty, fishy flavor. No, I'm sorry, a subtle salty flavor that tastes like fish, but it's not like fishy, like a bad fishy, but it reminds you of fish. Yeah, and the texture's really nice. What is this? Is this hummus or what is this?
Yeah, kind of. I made like a roasted pepper hummus, but with like northern beans. Should just be a little smoother. Like I don't know, what do you think about that? I like it. I think like that was going to be.
It is really smooth. Yeah, it's really good.
Like a nice protein kind of source.
What is the pink?
The pink is beets.
It's really good. I was gonna say it almost has like some of that like slight horseradish taste.
It does. There is a
know?
little bit there. I don't know what that would be. More like
But-
the roasted garlic than anything.
But it's not like spicy horseradish. It just kind of resembles it.
No.
And maybe it's just more of a placebo in my head. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe because you're saying it.
Yeah, but it really is like smooth, like a nice like cream that's served with the fish.
It's Parmesan cheese.
Oh, really?
Vegan Parmesan.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice texture, nice crunch.
Yeah, nice texture and like beautiful presentation.
All in all, what would you give the whole dish?
Oh my God, this is a 10.
Yeah.
I love this.
Does it taste like a seafood dish to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really happy with the way this all came out, to be honest. Like really, really happy. I will say, like, you know, the preparation of the tofu salmon, very similar to what like a lot of people do. I probably let it soak maybe a little bit too long.
I mean, I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it really did come out very good. The taste, the texture, the whole deal, very good. The preparation of like finishing it off in the air fryer, coated in mayo and the Parmesan cheese. Yeah, that's the other thing. This thing was coated in vegan mayonnaise.
Okay.
It really adds to like the fattiness, the creaminess that gives it even more of that fish-like taste. And then the cool thing is this dish, because of the Great Northern beans, the tofu, it's loaded with protein.
Is this supposed to be the skin?
Yeah,
That's so cool
yeah.
that you did that you
Yeah.
put that in there. This is awesome.
So yeah, I'm giving this one a 10. I
Protein
love this.
City.
This is great. I mean, I know it's not dinner right now, but this is
It's lunch.
this is a great lunch.
Late lunch.
Yeah, super stoked about this. Boom. This really is the best way to prepare a vegan salmon.
This is awesome. I love this.
There you go, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This came out really good, honey.
Yeah.